Alright guys, it is Blockchain coming at you with another technical analysis update. For those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Corey, aka Blockchain. Starting off on my website, blockchaintrading.com. The link is below. Biggest thing I want to highlight in there is a quick description of the exclusive Discord that we have in there for technical analysis, options alerts, and crypto alerts. So no matter what market you're in, we have you covered. So a little intro about us. The three different levels of membership between the monthly, yearly, and lifetime. Starting off on the yearly, you actually get the full six segmented trading class that I have that covers a lot of the trading essentials that I use in my technical analysis, so you can follow along with me. And then, of course, the #1 trading strategy that I use for free. Just fill this little guy out, and I'll send you a video demonstration on my #1 trading strategy that is consistent, profitable, reliable, and applicable to any market. So make sure you guys get in there and check it out, as well as with a couple testimonials here. So definitely get on and check it out. Hopefully I'll see you guys in the Discord. So let's go ahead, and speaking of which, I guess the Discord, let's take a quick look so that way you guys can see what's going on in there. So from a crypto perspective, we have KJ. He alerted us of a 122% gainer today. And then in the traditional markets, if you missed the last week, we have... Where is it? Where's his rundown? These are all the ones he had today. So last week he actually had like 3% or 3,000% confirmed profits from his calls last week. 2,000 the week before, 1,500 the week before. So just absolutely killing it. And then of course, and you can see some of our members' gains that we have here. So actually a couple option calls that I've had there. I had 1,000% gainer from my technical analysis that I posted. MDU Chow, sitting quite nicely with over 30,000% profit on some of his trades that he's been in. So all good stuff. So hopefully I'll catch you guys in there. But let's go ahead and dive into the charts. All right, guys, let's go ahead and dive into some Bitcoin, and then we'll take a quick look at ETH. For those of you who are new to my channel, again, my name is Corey, aka Blockchain, and hopefully I catch you guys in the Discord, because we've been absolutely just killing it recently. And there's been some awesome gainers. I mean, I'm in a 1,500% gainer right now in ETH specifically, and checking out some scalps. So anyway, if I don't see you guys in there, I'll see you on the next video, but let's go and dive into some technical analysis real quick. So a couple things we want to look at overall in general. So we're on the daily on the Bitcoin here. So I'm looking at this as an A, B, and a C potentially. The only other option would be that like this is say like a W, X, and a Y, and this leg right here is just like an ending diagonal, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is an extended fifth right here, and that would basically finish off a C wave of a connecting move. So that's a potential as well, but the one we want to be cautious of is this being a C wave, because that means we are then going to have another 5 wave move to the downside, where we could potentially test the lows or even set in a new low. However, there's a couple things we got to get through first for the bears to take that over. So from, I guess my video last week, we came up and we tagged the 42.3 perfectly right there on that weekly resistance. So we had a great long and a great call on that particular move there. And on a smaller time frame, I'm looking at this overall as a potential wave 4. Basically the 3 was right here, and we're having an A, B, and a C. This is the C down, and this is a wave 4, and we're about to go up again for a 5th. So if you do pull the fib extensions, that also puts us at the 0.382, which is a typical 4th wave retracement on this. So that is all in all looking pretty healthy. So 37.3 roughly was what I was expecting us to come back down to. We could have came down to 36, potentially somewhere within that ballpark. we haven't done so yet, not completely out of the woods, but we'll look at our smaller time frame as well. But a couple things we want to pay attention to. You can see we did get our sell signal right here, which called a nice top quite perfectly. We are finding some support here on the bullish control zone at the 60 on the RSI. So it kind of, I guess, goes hand in hand with this little bounce right here that we had. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at the 8-hour. 8-hour bounced right off of the pivot point right here, held it as support, and had a nice little turnaround there. So again, looking at this overall as a 1, 2, it's our third. This really whole thing right here is the fourth, and going up for the fifth. So with the alteration of the 2 and the 4, we had a really quick wave 2. Looking for the longer wave 4 right here, which all makes sense as well. RSI looks good. It came back down and we bounced right off of the 40, which is good. You can see on the 8-hour, we did get a nice little buy signal that closes in 50 minutes. So it is good to see that. So every time we do get at one on this time frame, it generally results pretty good to the upside, especially if we're, down here within this range. So last major one was down here. You can see we had a couple others right here where we're kind of, again, trending sideways. But we want to see good moves when we have these buy signals. These ones were kind of just, even this one wasn't bad here, which, results into a fairly decent upside. But for a bull's perspective, again, we're starting to see the VWAP curl right back up. Blue waves just crossed, and we can see that the volume, the buy volume is money flow index is positive on this guy as well. So all looking healthy from a bullish perspective. So if that is the case, let's go ahead and look at a 1 hour, dive into a little bit more nitty gritty here. So the reason why I'm looking at this overall as a B wave is because this was a pretty drastic move to the downside. And then this is very 3 waves. So if you do, I'll draw it out for you. So it's hard for me to try and justify and make this a 5-wave move when that looks like a perfect flat, B wave right here in the middle. So I'm looking at that as the B wave, and also as well, the bears are probably going to try and say, oh no, this is a 5th wave. We're going to start off impulsively, move to the downside, and have this as a wave 1. Well, I'm leaning more towards this being a C wave, pretty much calling this bottom in right now, and about to have further upside. So I think we'll have a little bit of correction here. I think we'll come back down and retest 3,900-ish maybe before moving again to the upside. But all in all, this move right here is looking pretty healthy for a bullish perspective. So if we go ahead and let's just zoom in and focus specifically on this guy. What we do need to make sure is we don't set in a lower low. So what I mean by that is we got to protect that $37,000 area, 37.4, 37.5, somewhere within there. The bulls need to protect that. But if we are finishing off and say this is a wave 1, then normally we kind of correct back, and there's a couple of important fib levels where you normally bounce off of on a wave 1. If we're super bullish, it's a 236. We can go all the way down to the 618 down here at 38.5 and still be super bullish. We'll walk through a couple things on the RSI here, but we just cannot go underneath the start of wave 1. So that is what I'll be looking for. Looking for a little bit of a correction. We'll take a quick look at the 15-minute. And yeah, you can see that the VWAP starting to curl down, but looking at this, it's basically that's our wave 1 right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's about a 3rd wave, and then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ending 5th wave diagonal within this guy. So a nice impulsive wave. It was this morning I was alerting the group just to be cautious of this potentially being a C wave up off of this guy. So having this as an A and this whole thing is a B and then up for a C. Right here would have been the 618 right at 39.1. It wouldn't surprise me if we come back down and we retest probably the 382 with 39K. And it wouldn't surprise me one bit. But we can see even we didn't have that much of a move to the downside, and we have a nice little reset on the RSI. So we'll probably watch for on the 50-minute for the RSI to come back down and retest the top of the bearish control zone and kind of go from there and see what it turns into. So let's take a quick look at ETH. We'll pop back out to the daily and then zoom in a little bit. But ETH is just a monster. It has just been, even though Bitcoin had a pretty decent correction to the downside, ETH is, setting in higher lows, higher highs, and just keeps on climbing. So again, we want to be aware of this potentially being a C wave up off of a connection here. So an A, B, and a C. That's what we want to be aware of. Just in case for a bearish scenario. But you can see on the daily, we did get a sell signal here. We had a slight correction, but ETH don't care, just keeps on going, just pumped right back up. So on a daily perspective, you can see we are hanging right outside of the top of the bullish control zone, right outside the volume band. And sometimes when that happens, we get a nice little kick up, and it continues up and gets into the high 80s, the low 90s on the RSI, which potentially could get us up for a third wave here. Let's take a quick look at the 8-hour. All right, so you can see with this little move down, it came back down and we tested the bottom of the bullish control zone, found its support, and just popped right back up. Have a nice buy signal as well on the 8-hour, just like Bitcoin. So look, all is looking pretty healthy overall on a higher time frame. Let's take a quick look at the 4. Again, 4 looks super bullish. Bounced off of the bearish control zone down here on the 40. Had a buy signal back here, and back above the bullish control zone with our fast and slow EMAs about to cross. And 1 hour. Oh, there's our sell signal there, but again, not much of a reaction from it, so not too worried about it. We might get a small correction down, and when I say small correction, I mean it looks like we're kind of already somewhat getting it, and retesting the $2,700 mark. So we could potentially come back 2660, 2700, somewhere within there. And let's see where that puts us. Puts us right at the 382. Yep. So right within there. Wouldn't surprise me if we came back down, retested that, but overall looking at this potentially a wave 1, and then this would be our 2 coming back, and then going up for 3, 4, and 5, so on after that. Let's take a quick look at this. I just want to try and see a wave structure in this because it's a little bit messy, just because it's been climbing so much. So let's see, I was originally, this is a 1, 2, 3, and then this would be our 4th, and we had a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 right here. But that wouldn't make sense for this particular leg here. And this whole thing kind of looks messy too. And I don't think this would count as a B wave. Yeah, it's just too high. So I guess what the other option of this would be our 1. This would be like a 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 5. So this is the 3rd, and then 4th wave right here, going up for the 5th. So let me change that. So 1, 2. Basically, at our 1, 2. We are 3rd, on our 4th, and then a 5th. So that whole thing would have been an extended 3rd wave, and then going up for the 5th potentially. So that's what I'd be looking at. That's how I'd count this. It's the only thing that would really potentially make sense. It's either that or this would be the one right here. Let's wrap that up, and this would be. But even then, that wouldn't work. Breaks too many rules. So I'll have to break this down potentially on a smaller time frame and see what I can look at. But I'm probably right now, only thing that makes sense is this would be the one, and then this would be the two, basically. So we'll see. I'll update you guys on this whole move right here, because it's not exactly pretty. So it's definitely something we'll pay attention to. So but yeah, all in all, even on the 1 hour here, we are outside of the bullish control zone. Let's take a quick look at the 15, see where we're at. Nice little reset on the RSI. So yeah, I would be expecting a slight correction here, potentially come back and retest this trend line. Also matches right at the 382 for the most part. Yes, 2650. So same right within there. Would be ultimately what I'd be expecting a pullback to come down to, and then launch off again from there. So that's what I'll be looking for, guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the Discord. If you are not in there, make sure you join up with the links below. And then wherever you are at in the world, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.